I am Commerce teacher. I hope you are all fine at home. In today's class, we are going to revise the August monthly portion. For the August month test, portions includes first lesson only. So you have to concentrate first lesson. Choose very short answer, and long answer. Already I have sent the tense portion and pattern. Once again, I repeat the pattern now. Choose 6, 2 marks 5, 3 marks 3, 5 marks 2, the total marks 35. So now we are going to see some important points in this first lesson, historical background of commerce in the subcontinents. So commerce is a part and parcel of human life. The word Vanigam has been widely used in Sangam literature like Purananuru and Tirukural. Trade in Sangam period was both internal and external, but it was conducted by means of barter system. So, regarding this, we have to see the first question, the first very short question, that is very short means here 2-mark question. What is meant by barter system? So, before the invention of money, goods were exchanged for goods is known as barter system. That is, in barter systems, money is not used. That is the main point. Okay, so there is no invention of money during that time, so the people exchange their goods for other goods. Okay, so that is called as barter system. Each party who have surplus stock can take place in barter system. That is, if they having surplus stock, for example, if they have rice more than the more than enough, then only he can exchange to other person. Okay, so he is taking for his purpose. After that, the extra amount of stock should be exchanged for other goods to other person. Okay, that is known as barter system. This is the first question in your book bag question. It is a 2-mark questions. So if this question asked, you mention these 2 lines, it is enough. The first line is about before invention of money, goods were exchanged for goods is known as barter system. Each party who have surplus stock can take place in barter system. After watching this video, you have to write the assignment. The assignment also includes the same things. That is the 2-mark question, 3-mark question, 5-mark question, all those things. You have to write all those in your assignment, school assignment note. Okay. So this is the first question. The second question, what is meant by Nalangadi? So now before saying about this Nalangadi, we have to see some points about the trade. Okay, trade was the one of the major means of linking various regions in the medieval period. So Sangam works refers to great traders, their caravans, security force, markets, marts, guilds of such great traders. So the important trade routes of silk, spices blocked by the Ottoman Empire in 1453 with the fall of Constantinople and Byzantine Empire. So led to search for sea route. So because of this reason, they are finding sea route across the Atlantic striking Africa. So in this pattern, they are find some markets regarding the place where the goods were sold was called Angadi in the period of Pandya periods. Day market was called Nalangadi. That is they are divided the market into 2 category. One is Nalangadi, another one is Alangadi. The day market they mentioned as Nalangadi and the night market was called as Alangadi. Okay, so for this market they used some ports like Tondi, Korkai, Puhar, Mussoorie are also seen in busy with marts and markets with activities related to import and export. The foreigners who traveled business were known as Yavanas. Then Kavaripumpattinam was the chief port of Kingdom of Chola, while Nagapattinam and Marakanam, Arikamedu, etc. were other small ports on east coast. So now we are going to see the second question, what is meant by Nalangadi. Okay, these points tell something related to the trade, that is the market Nalangadi as well as the Alangadi. Here the 3 points you have to write for this question, what is meant by Nalangadi. In Pandya period, trade in copper, cloth, salt, flour, cereals, pearls, etc. were flourished during this period. So the place where the goods were sold was called Angadi. Nowadays we are called it as market. Okay. So in those days, they are called it as a Angadi. So the place where goods were sold was called Angadi, and the day market was called as Nalangadi. Okay. So if they ask question what is meant by Nalangadi means, you have to write these 3 points. Okay. So in order to get 2 marks fully. Okay. The next question, the next question also related to market. That is, what is meant by Alangadi? Okay, so Angadi is divided into 2 category. One is Nalangadi, another one is Alangadi. So Nalangadi is known as night market. That is, sorry, day market. Day market was called as Nalangadi. So whereas Alangadi is night market. So we have to see the 3 points in this question. In Pandya's period, trade in copper, cloth, salt, flowers, cereals, pearls, etc. were flourished during this period. The place where the goods were sold was called Angadi. The night market was called Alangadi. See the second and third question. In both the questions, the first 2 points are same because both the questions are related to Angadi. So first we have to write about the meaning of Angadi in the first 2 lines. The third line only implies differentiate these 2 questions. That is, the day market was called Nalangadi and the night market was known as Alangadi. Okay, I think you understand the question now very well. Okay, now we are going to see some very short question. Okay, so in very short questions they tell about Vanigam. Okay, already I said the Vanigam has been widely used in Sangam literature like Purananuru and Tirukural. Okay, so here also the question is related to Vanigam. So according to Kaudilya, trade in medieval India was centralized. Kaudilya gave importance for the state in relation to treasury, taxation, industry, commerce, agriculture and conservation of natural resources. So here the question is about explain the meaning of the term Vanigam. Listen, the short answer carry nearly 3 marks. Okay, the first question is explain the meaning of the term Vanigam. The word Vanigam or Vanibam would have a Dravidian origin. That is, it comes from the Dravidian culture. In early Tamils produced their product and goods in their land and bartered their surplus, and this is how trade come into existence. That is, in early period, the that is the Tamilis produced their product and goods in their land and bartered their surplus. That is, they are using barter system in earlier times. Okay, and how this trade came into existence. The word Vanigam has been widely used in Sangam literature like Purananuru and Tirukural. We are knowing about these things by listening the Purananuru and Tirukural literature. Okay, the Tamil Brahmi inscription from Alagarmalai, Pugalur, Mangalam and Sri Lanka illustrate the fact that trade in gold, oil, fluff, cloth, etc. was conducted during the early age. Okay, so these inscriptions in Alagarmalai and Pugalur and Sri Lanka says about the trade which is carried out during the earliest period. That is, the things are gold, oil, fluff, cloth, all those things are carried out as trade during that olden period. Okay, so for 3 more questions, nearly there are 4 points are given. The first point is the word Vanigam and Vanibam would have had a Dravidian origin. In earlier Tamils produced their products and goods in their lands and bartered their surplus. That is, they produced the goods and exchanging it with their neighborhoods. The word Vanigam has been widely used in Sangam literature. That is, we are knowing about these things by listening to the Purananuru and Tirukural. Then the fourth point is about The things, what are the things they are traded during that time? That is gold, oil, plug, cloth, etc. was conducted during the early age. Okay. The next question is about what is the role of Sangam? What is the role of Sangam in Pandya's period? Okay. So, first question is related to Vanibam. The second question is related to what is the role of Sangam in trade in development of Asian Tamil Nadu. Okay. Here, in Sangam period, both internal and external trade was conducted by means of barter system. That is, internal as well as external, that is domestic as well as foreign trade is carried out using the Pandamatu Murai. The third is one of the major link of various religion in the medieval period. That is, the trade related the various regions or religions in the medieval period. Okay. Next, Sangam work refers to great traders, their caravans, security force, markets, marts, and guilds of such great traders. Okay. So the Sangam work refers that great traders, their caravans, security forces, as well as it includes the market and marts of such great traders. Then important articles which the hilly tribes offered to their neighbor in exchange of honey. That is, in hilly Aryan region peoples exchanging honey, roots, fruits, while pastoral people offer cattle, milk and milk product. They are exchanging this product. There was a dependence and interdependence among the people in matters of trade and commerce. That is, they are depending one another for the reason because they are having some trade relation within them. Okay. So these are the points relating to role of Sangam in trade development of Asian Tamil Nadu. So in Sangam period, both internal and external trade was conducted by means of barter. Barter is nothing but Pandamatu Murai. The trade is one of the major link of various religion in the medieval period. Sangam work refers to great traders, their caravans, security force, markets, marts, and such guilds of such traders. The important articles which the hilly region peoples offered is they are exchanging their honey, roots, fruits, while pastoral people offered cattle, milk, and milk product. And there was a dependence and interdependence among the people in matter of trade and commerce. So these are the 5 points you have to write for this second question, second short answer. Then the next short answer is related to state the meaning of Maruvurupakam and Patinampakam. Before going to see about this question, I explain some things that is related to these topics. The one is during Sultanate period, trade flourished due to the establishment of established currency system based on silver and copper. India handicraft commanded a good foreign market, and the barter system averages mutual exchange of one goods to another without the invention of money or medium of exchange. Production of goods and services for the satisfaction of human wants is the major objectives of industries. Then reaching those goods and services to the people, for these are produced in subject of commerce. So these are the things related to these points. Here state the meaning of Maruvurupakam and Patinampakam. So here they are saying about two towns, that is inland town and coastal towns. Big cities like Bumbuhar had two towns, that is one is Maruvurupakam, it is called as inland town, and another one is Patinampakam, it is a coastal town. Sometimes they asked this in one word. Okay, so mention about inland town or coastal town, or sometimes they will ask like this also, Maruvurupakam is dash types of town. So you have to listen this. Maruvurupakam is a inland town and Patinampakam is a coastal town. The town had market and bazaar. So in ancient times, only in towns the market and bazaars are available. where many merchants met one another for the purpose of selling or buying different kinds of commodities and foodstuffs. That is, in that place only the merchants are meeting one another and selling their goods. Okay. Then port towns, they are using that port towns. Here some port towns are given in Pandya's period. Tondi, Korkai, Puhar, Mussoorie were always seen as busy. That is, these port towns are busy during that time itself. Okay. Here imports and exports of products is carried out. The people in the coastal region were engaged in different kinds of fishing. They are selling, that is, their trade is related to fishing, pearl, produce salt, and build ship boat like Odagu, Timil, Thoni, Ambu were used for crossing the river and oceans for domestic trade and foreign trade. Okay. So I think it is Padagu, Padagu, Timil, Thoni, Ambu were used for crossing the river. Okay. So these are the 5 points relating to Marur Pakam and Patana Pakam. This is an important question also. So big cities like Bumbugar had two towns. One is Marur Pakam, it is a inland town, and Patana Pakam, it is a coastal town. So in these towns, they are having market and bazaars where many merchants met one another for the purpose of selling or buying different kinds of commodities and foodstuffs. Port towns like Tondi, Korkai, Puhar and Mussoorie were always busy, and they are exporting and importing some products like fishing, pearl, produce salt, build ship boat like Odagu, Timil, Thoni, Ambu were used for the crossing river and ocean for domestic trade and foreign trade. Okay. Now we are going to see about the next question. What are the ports developed by Pandya kingdom? So the trade and commerce was common to Pandya kingdom. Already I said about these things. So trade and commerce was so common to Pandya kingdom. Trade in copper, cloth, salt, flour, sandalwood, fish, paddy, sorrel, pears, etc. flourished during that period. The port which are developed during the Pandya period such as shipping, lighthouse, warehouse, etc. To promote overseas trade, that is, overseas trade is nothing but foreign trade to cross the sea. Beside that, Pandyas developed Korkai, Saliyur, Kayal, Marungur, Patinapakam are foreign traders, Kumari, and are for foreign trade. The state government installed check post. So nowadays also we are using check post to collect the customs along the highways and the ports. So these are the points relating to what are the ports developed by Pandya kingdom. Trade and commerce was so common to Pandya dynasty. Trade in copper, cloth, salt, flour, sandalwood, fish, paddy, cereals, pearls, etc. flourished during this period. The ports which are developing during these periods are shipping, lighthouse and warehouse. And beside the Pandyas developed Korkai, Saliyur, Kayal and Marunganur, Pattinam and Kumari for foreign trade. The state government installed a check post to collect the customs like highways and ports. So these are the points relating to the questions. What are the ports developed by the Pandya kingdom? Next we are going to see about what was focused in Arthashastra about creation of wealth. Okay. So we are going to see what is spoken in Arthashastra. So Arthashastra is nothing but a book written by Kaudilya. Okay. So Kaudilya's Arthashastra describe economy in Mauryan time. Okay. So Kaudilya Arthashastra tells about economy in Mauryan time. And according to Kaudilya, trade in medieval India was centralized. That is, in Kaudilya, it is said that the trade is flourished in medieval India. Since the commodities produced could not be sold in the location of production, so the state designates certain places for selling the commodities. That is, the state that is here they said that the commodities produced could not be sold in location of production. Okay, we cannot sell all the product in the same location. So the state designated certain places for selling the commodities. Okay, the state levels duties on goods which brought into the city, and Kautilya gave the important for the state treasury, taxation, industries, commerce, agriculture, and conservation of natural resources, as well as on the certain and promote wealth means well-being of the state. Okay, so these are the points relating to Arthasastra. What is mentioned in the, that is what was focused in Arthasastra about creation of wealth. That is Kaudilya Arthasastra described economy in Mauryan time. According to Kaudilya, trade in medieval India was centralized. Since the commodities produced could not be sold in the location of production, so the state designated certain places for selling the commodities. State levied duties on goods which are brought into the city. Kautilya gave the importance for the state treasury, taxation, industries, commerce, agriculture, and conservation of natural resources, and also on certain on creation and promotion of wealth means well-being of the state. So these are the things related to this question. What are focused Arthasastra about creation of wealth? Next we are going to see about what are the hindrance of business. That is, here we are saying about the meaning of commerce. Now we are saying about some points regarding hindrances of business. So in commerce we are facing many obstacles. So those obstacles are overcome by some by using some benefits. That is, here that obstacle is known as hindrances. What are the hindrances faced by man and how it is overcome? That is the topic related to this question. Okay, so this question is 5-mark question. So what are the hindrance of business? So business consists of all industries and commerce. Okay, so business is nothing but it includes industries and commerce. The various hindrances removed by business are as follows. The first one is hindrance of person. Okay, listen, hindrance of person is nothing but the manufacturer do not know the place and pace of the consumer. If you buying one pen means you don't know the who is manufactured these goods. Likewise, the manufacturer also don't know about your face. Okay, so your taste, nothing is known to the manufacturer. So the retailer, who is a middleman in between the consumer and the producer, he only knows the taste and preference of the consumer. Okay, so here we are using some chain of middleman. Those middlemen helps the manufacturer as well as the consumer in order to get the goods. Okay, so those middleman is known as hindrance of person. Okay, so manufacturer do not know the place and pace of the consumer. The retailer who knows the taste preference of the consumer. The chain of middleman consisting of, the middleman is nothing but sometimes he is a wholesaler or a agent or a retailer. He established the links between the producer and the consumer. Okay, without middleman it is impossible to manufacture, that is to make trade. Okay, so we are overcome these hindrances by using middleman. That is, hindrance of person is overcome by using chain of middleman. Next we are going to see about hindrance of place. Okay, for example, a pen is produced in Delhi means, but it is used throughout the world or throughout India. Okay, so therefore here we are saying about the places of hindrance. Production takes place in one center and the consumer are spread out throughout the country or the world. So in order to reach the consumer, we are using rail, air, sea and land transport. Okay, to bring the product to the place of the consumer. So here this transport removes the hindrance of place. So production takes place in one center and the consumers are spread throughout the country or in world. rail, sea and air transport, land as well as land transport, bring the product to the place of the consumer. Next we are going to see about entrance of time. Okay, for example, raincoat. We needed raincoat in rainy season only, but it is produced throughout the year. Okay, then it is stored in one place. Whenever we want, during that time it is sent to the concerned person. Okay, here hindrance of time. Goods are produced and stored in warehouse in different regional. The goods distributed at the right time to the consumer on their demand. So it is distributed to the consumer at the right time by way of using warehouse. Therefore, the warehouse plays a important place here in order to remove the hindrance of time. Okay, so hindrance of time is nothing but goods are produced and stored in the warehouse, and these goods are distributed to the right consumer at the right time. Okay, now we are going to see the next topic, hindrance of risk and risk of deterioration in quality. That is, so the risk of deterioration in quality is nothing but here proper packaging and air conditioner storage. So in order to avoid wastage or damage to the goods, proper packaging is essential. Not only the proper packaging, some product needs air conditioner storage also. Okay, so ensure and protect the product against insects, for example rat, all those things. From these insects we have to protect the product, and rat evaporation and deterioration. Here, the air conditioner warehouse is used, and not only the air conditioner warehouse, the proper packaging. Okay, so these things are used in order to remove the hindrance of risk of deterioration in quality. Next, we are going to see about hindrance of a risk of loss. Okay, here fire, theft, flood, and accidents may be bring huge loss to the business. So these losses are overcome by way of insuring this product. That is, insurance company serve to cover the risk of such losses. That is the points given here. Okay. Now we have to see the 7 points here. The hindrance of business is nothing but business consists of industries and commerce. The various hindrances are removed by business is hindrance of person, hindrance of place, hindrance of time, hindrance of risk of deterioration in quality, hindrance of risk of loss. Okay. After watching this video, some assignments are given. The same things is in PDF form. So you have to write all the question, not only the question as well as the choose given in your book bag. Okay. So from that choose nearly 6 choose questions are asked to you. Sometimes it may be asked in own questions also. So therefore you have to write the choose 2 marks, 3 marks as well as the 5 marks in your school notebook. Okay, you have to write it in your school notebook. It is already mentioned that all the subject assignments are written in one note. So you have to write all those things in your school note and submit as earlier, that is during the mentioned time. Okay, then only you are getting that 5 marks for assignment. Okay, not only that, you must attend all the online class in order to score another 5 marks for attendance. Okay, so students, use the time well. Time is precious, use it carefully. Okay, thank you students.